Okay, guys, in this video, I will be explaining to you how I made over $1,260 out of thin air right before a road trip. Let me stop yapping and let me get right to it. Now, the reason why I got into a buy, which I will later show to you guys, is because I can tell that there's a big uptrend going on in the market. This recent high on the daily time frame and this recent low was made, right? So a bit of a channel, I'd like to call this one too, right? So I could tell that something was going to happen in either direction. I don't really know what it was, right? And a daily candle on the 23rd of July broke this recent high, which is a big deal. When a daily time frame candle breaks a recent high, that is a very big deal because daily time frames barely ever fake you out or any of that stuff. If it's broken a high, that means the market is about to shoot up. If it's broken a low, that means the market's about to shoot down, right? So I know that a daily candle has broken a recent high, so that means I'm looking for buys and buys only, right? If I move down to the 4 hour, it looks a little bit more choppy, but I'm still looking for that same buy. I'm not looking for anything else. I'm not getting into a trade just because, oh, it broke a recent low, so I'm going to start getting into a sell. I never go against the trend. Really, really understand that. You're not supposed to go against the general trend of the market, right? Sometimes you can. I guess there's some wiggle room and you can kind of like find a way to break your rule about that, right? But general direction of the market should never be went up against. You should never go against that the general trend of the market, right? So I woke up at around 5:30 like an absolute soldier, right? And I saw that the market was being a little bit choppy, which is something that is good. Bad price action is actually good if you know how to manipulate it and how to actually use it to your advantage, right? So I wake up at 5:30 and this is how the market is currently looking, right? The market looks like this. I can see that there's this recent low and this recent high that's being made in London session. Look at London session. It is very, very important and it very, very much tells you a lot, right? This high, this low was being made. And what is this called? This is called a channel, right? Once you see a channel, you wait for that channel to be broken, right? Now, on Friday morning, I wasn't that invested into the market because I was getting ready for a road trip. I was more preparing for that, but I was still watching it, right? I saw this happen. Now, you guys are going to see basically how this works. This candle got made, this candle got made, this candle got made, boom. Is that a break or is that not a break? That's not a break for me. For me personally, this doesn't mean the market has broken because the candle wicked that low, right? And didn't close a body below that low, right? So basically, it needs to be a body close, not a candle wick close, right? For me personally, because I've been screwed over by the market too many times trying to get into a trade that just got wicked out at a recent high or recent low. It usually goes against me sometimes. Being serious, I hate losing money, right? That's why I went undefeated this month. Now, I saw this, right? And honestly, if I would have broken my rule, I would have made my profits in about 15 minutes because I would have set the stop loss at 787 pips of stop loss, and I would have made that 787 within 15 minutes, probably less. I think if I went down to the 5 minute time frame, it would have taken me 5 minutes to make money on this trade, right? But we're not looking at the amount of time it takes you to make money. We're only looking at the fact, even though it took me 40 minutes to make $1,000 a couple of days ago, we're looking at the fact that can we make money or not? The name of the game is to make money. Walk out with money. Don't walk out with some new high score of, oh, I was only in this trade for 15 minutes or 5 minutes, right? No, I waited and I waited and I waited some more, right? I saw that this low got made now because this next candle was creating a high. So I shifted that low, that horizontal line down to that new recent low. Now, if there would have been a situation where a candle body close happened, right here. So let's just say, let me see if I could draw it. Let me see if I could draw it. Let's say that this candle was red, right? So let's just say a candle wick got closed like that, right? Why does that look like a fucking shit? That looks so bad. That doesn't look right. But let's just say that this body closed downwards, right? Let's just say this was a red candle that closed downwards. I still wouldn't have gotten into this trade because I'm only looking for buys. I'm not trying to go against the trend. I don't care that this happened or that if that would have closed right below this lower low, right? I don't care. I'm not going against the trend. It's my rules. I don't go against them, right? So I would have still waited for something to happen, but honestly, after 8 o'clock, I wouldn't have even been to the trade. I would have set up an alert, and maybe if I saw something at 10, 11 o'clock, like I did the day prior to this, I would have probably got into a trade, but I'm not going to get into a trade where it goes against the trend. To be honest, I don't really like doing that, right? Now, let me. I barely draw on here, so I don't really even know what the hell I'm doing. Isn't there like a undo thing? We're doing this live, boys. I don't know. I don't know about other people, but we're doing this live, boys and girls. I hope. Okay. Okay. So new channel got made. Channel got widened, right? And about 7:30, I saw a clean break of structure. This clean break of structure, I saw it, and I took it. I set up a limit. It went down. It hit my limit, right? And it kept me in negative for quite some time, but you have to keep your wits about you. And I'll tell you where I put my stop loss. Where did I put my stop loss? Not at the body, but I kept my stop loss at the wick, right? You will save yourself a lot of stop losses being hit if you place your stop losses at the bottom or the top of a wick. Now, I got into that trade, right? I kept that limit and I stayed negative for some time, right? And it kind of sucked being in this trade for in negative, not really because I was negative and I could have lost money, but because I was going into a baby shower and I didn't want to like go in to a road trip and hanging out with my best friend on a loss. So I was really hoping to God that please, God, if you just let me walk away with profit, I'll make sure I do X, Y, and Z, right? Now, I'm going to change this one to white because white is always right, right? So this was my entry. I stayed in negative for some time. Honestly, I could have gotten another entry here because this little support got hit, so I could have gotten into a smaller position. But I was already like risking a good amount, so I was like, you know what? No, we're not going to get into this like that, right? We're not doing this. We're not playing this game, right? So I stayed in this trade for negative for almost an hour, which is a long time for me personally, right? And I was in this trade for almost an hour in negative, and eventually it broke that piece of structure. It went into my take profit. My take profit was a 1-to-1 risk to reward. My 1-to-1s never lie. I swear to you, right? And I hit my take profit at around 11:30, right before I was about to get on the road, right? Boom, right there. That was my take profit. I posted this trade, this setup on my Instagram also, so you guys could go check it out over there. I post my setups as soon as I hit take profit. I post them live so people can see what I was getting into. Maybe you might copy my same trade by getting into the same trade that I got into and be like, oh shit, I got into the same trade as Umar, right? Which is great. Now, I got into this trade right before I pulled out of my driveway to go see my best friend, to go celebrate the baby shower, and I enjoyed the rest of my weekend, right? It's kind of funny. When I was in this trade, I was at a store buying some stuff for the baby shower, and I looked at my trade that I was up close to take profit. And at that time, I used my debit card to pay for the thing, and I was like, honestly, this trade really paid for the entire trip, right? Now, let me show you the proof, right? Let me show you the proof. This is my funded account, right? I'm up about 3,300. I just took out a payout and hopefully it gets accepted. Funding Pips has never, ever, ever rejected a payout of mine, right? Never, not a single time. Knock on wood, but it never did, right? You can see that I got into this trade. This time was a little janky because, I don't know what time Funding Pips is on, but I'm not able to change it. If anybody knows, please DM me how you can change the time zone, but I don't know how to. Right? So I got into this trade and I made the $1,264 out of thin air while on a road trip to go see my best friend to celebrate his baby's baby shower. And I could show you this also here, but this is my live account. And let's see if I could. Okay, perfect. Right here, 12:44, and then I made some more money and boom, boom, boom. You can see that this is a master account, $100,000. This is the same account that I showed the other day, same amount of payouts. Now this is hopefully going to be a sixth payout with almost $13,000 or $12,000 worth of payouts. I can show you the rewards, and that's where it is right there. All right, this specific account's made me quite a bit of money. It's kind of funny, but yeah, this is how trading goes. So yeah, guys, this was my trade. This is what I took, and honestly, I couldn't be more happy with my skill. I'm very, very good at what I do. I haven't lost a single trade this month, and I'll post a picture of that right here. And honestly, you don't need to make trading super complicated. You don't need to use a bunch of indicators. You don't need to use a bunch of crazy strategies. As long as you understand how price moves, you'll make the most amount of money trading in the most simplistic way possible. Simplicity is such an amazing thing in the markets because you don't overcomplicate anything, which causes you to take fewer trades, but also be able to make more money on the long term because you're stressed about less stuff. If you're looking at 50 different indicators, what do you know is actually going to happen in the market, right? If you're trying to study 7 different strategies, what are you actually trying to do? When I developed my own strategy because I didn't have a mentor, right? When I developed my own strategy, I tried to keep it to the simple things in the market. What happens in the market? Things go up, things go down, and things go sideways, right? I kept it so simple, so brain dead that rep after rep, win and loss after win and loss, I was getting better as I went on. But I got better because of simplicity. So keep your trade simple, keep your setup simple, and keep your perception of the market very simple. Because the simpler you do it, the more money you will make. Take it easy, guys.